Hello and welcome to today's video. Today's video is quite a significant one because it relates to a pretty big BBC channel. As it's reported by BBC News in the last 14 minutes under the Entertainment and Arts, the headline reads, BBC Three, which was gotten rid of as a linear TV program in 2016 in favour for online programming instead to save £30 million, say they could, BBC Three could return as an on-air channel instead of being digital and only available to those in the UK. BBC Three, or BBC News rather, goes on to say that the youth channel, which commissioned hits like Normal People and Fleabag, will have its budget doubled. It left linear TV in 2016 to save £30 million. And because the corporation said young people were watching more shows online, the BBC now says it is considering the case for returning the channel to linear television, which of course is in line with BBC One, BBC Two, basically returning it to as it was before the shutdown happened in February of 2016. A BBC spokesperson said, "We'd be wrong not to back a service that is doing better than anyone could have ever conceived. The turnaround will be formally announced as part of BBC's annual plan on Wednesday, but there was no news about the fate of BBC Four, which has been rumoured for the axe." The corporation warned that putting BBC Three back on TV will mean reductions in other areas, especially as the BBC's income has been reduced to £125 million during the coronavirus outbreak. But it says that these decisions won't be made until These decisions won't be made until the autumn, when there is a clearer picture of the BBC's finances. However, the BBC did say it had no plans to close BBC Four at the moment. BBC Three has also had a massive, or rather a bigger impact during possibly the coronavirus outbreak or even before. It goes on to say that BBC Three launched in 2003 and made its name with hits like Little Britain and Gavin and Stacey. In recent years it has also been behind comedy and drama successes like This Country, People Just Do Nothing, My Left Nut and BAFTA winning Killed by My Death. It has also made the reality shows RuPaul's Drag Race UK and Glow Up, as well as hard-hitting documentaries like Stacey Dooley Investigates and Jessie Nelson's Odd One Out. Normal People, an adaptation of the Sally Rooney novel, which I've watched recently and I have to say is very good, recently propelled BBC Three to its biggest ever week on iPlayer with 21.8 million requests for the channel's programmes. Its shows has been airing on regular TV as well as online, Its shows have been aired on regular television as well as online, including in a dedicated zone on BBC One after the news at 10 since the last spring. When it moved online in February 2016, the BBC Trust said independent evidence shows younger audiences are watching more online and less linear television. But BBC Three reached 8% of British 16 to 34 year olds per week in 2018/19, down from 22% in 15 and 16. The BBC now says its research shows that there is a potential for a larger linear audience for the channel's programmes, which it says are reaching both young people and wider audiences in bigger numbers. The news comes 2 months after Director General Tony Hall told MPs that the board was looking to divert more resources into BBC Three to build the kind of creative content they're delivering. But with the corporation needing to make savings, there has been speculation that BBC Four may be among the casualties. A petition calling for the channel to be saved has attracted more than 58,000 signatures. So, what do you think of this news? Is it a good time to bring back BBC Three into linear television along with BBC One, BBC Two and BBC and the BBC channels? Or should BBC Three stay online? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to read some of them personally. When BBC Three left linear television, I was kind of disappointed to hear that it was going online from February 2016, because they brought shows such as the likes of Doctor Who Confidential that aired every Saturday after an episode aired on BBC One. And they also had shows such as those mentioned in the article, and shows that I found very interesting. And then when I found out that it was moving online, I was disappointed, because one, I don't live in the UK, so I can't access BBC Three online, and it just made it harder for people like me to try and engage with programs that were showing on BBC Three when they went online, because obviously I couldn't access it. But do let me know in the comments below, are you happy that the BBC are considering bringing back BBC Three to mainstream television, or should it stay as an online television service? And I will read through the comments and respond to every single one of them. I will of course leave links to what I've read in the description, but for now this has been your kind of news update. I'll be back tomorrow with some more news and entertainment, as well as more Top Gear news. If you like the video, click subscribe, share the video on social platforms, comment down below what you think about this, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.